right, we're going to continue working with graphing on the coordinate plane today. You're going to open up to page 403 in your math textbook. And for the practice problems, we're just going to work on this first page here. Very similar, and I actually hinted at a lot of the stuff that's separated into this lesson on the last units or lesson. So this will actually be kind of a review for you also, but let's go through it here. So Maria, when we're looking at this here, Maria hid the clues to a scavenger hunt for her hiking club. Use the map below to show where she hid the clues. Identify the location of each clue. So we're going to be looking for where they are, and then we're going to give their coordinate and also their ordered pair, just like we were practicing before. So the first clue is hidden near a tree. What ordered pair describes its location? So let's find a blue dot that is right next to a tree. I see one right here. So let's find what its ordered pair is. So we start at the origin, we move over to 2, 4. Notice how they separated it, counting up by 2s. 2, 4. So we have 4 is our x value, and we go up 1 space, which represents 2. So 4, 2. And because it's in quadrant 1, both of these are going to be positive, positive, positive. Question number 2. I'll zoom in a little. I didn't realize I was zoomed out. Maria hid the next clue at a location that is reflected across the y-axis from the tree. Where is it hidden? So remember, if we're reflecting across the y-axis, we're going from here to here. So it's going to be over on this side because this is the y-axis that it's going across. And remember, whatever axis we're flipping it across, your y is going to stay the same. Or that whatever axis it is, that ordered pair or part of the ordered pair is going to stay the same. So I know it's going to be at 2 because y is the same. However, this is going to be at its opposite. So I'm going to guess it's at -4, 2. But let's just check. So we have our tree here. So I see 1 right here. So I know that that's 2 spaces away. So we have -4, +2. And look at that. This would be in quadrant 2. I know the question's not asking, but we're going to do that for practice here. So -4, 2. Number 3, she then walks 3 blocks east and 2 blocks north. So now this is a little different wording to place the next clue. Where is it hidden? So let's look here. North, south, east, west. Oh, look, they have a compass for us. So north, we know they need to move 3 blocks east. So east is this way. So 1, 2, 3. And then they also need to move 2 blocks north. So 1, 2, nope, 2, sorry, they're counting by 2s. So if they're moving 3 blocks east, we have 1 right here. So that's 2 blocks. And then another halfway is 3. Hopefully you can all understand that with my confusion. So let's look at here. If each space is separated by 2, that means every time you go over a space, you're traveling 2 blocks. So then they moved 3 blocks and they put it right in the middle of a space. So over 2 and then over another block. And then they moved 2 blocks north. So we're moving 2 blocks north, which is right here. And this ordered pair is -1, +4. And that is still in quadrant 2. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Hopefully this is a little bit easier for you to understand with my wording. The next clue is at a location that is reflected across the x-axis from this clue right here, clue 3. Where is it hidden? So this is the x-axis. This is what we're going to be reflecting it across. So that means the x value, because we're flipping it across the x-axis, x value is going to stay the same, which means it's going to be still at -1, but now instead of going 4 up, it's going to go 4 down. So it's going to be at -4. This is now in quadrant 3. Okay. All right, now let's look at the number 5 here. Maria then hid the next clue under a rock by a lake. How many blocks east did she walk to the lake? Okay, so we are at this spot right here. So we know that to go from here to here is how many blocks? It's 1 block because each whole space is separated into 2 blocks. So if she only moves half of that, she moved 1 block. So we know 1 block's here. So then we have to move another 2 blocks, which is 3 blocks total, 5 blocks total. And we have to move 1 more, so that's 6 blocks. So she moved 6 blocks east. Okay, All right, last one. The final clue tells the hikers to walk 5 blocks north from here and 3 blocks east to find the prize. What ordered pair described the location of the prize? So now if we're at the lake and we have to move 5 blocks north, we have to move 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. Okay, notice how I put in each half of a space here. So 5 blocks and 3 blocks east. 1, 2, 3. Where are we right now? We are now then at just checking to see if you can see. We are at 8 is our x value and 1, positive 1, is our y value. So we moved over 8 and up 1 right here. I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did there again. And I think what's most confusing is these are separated by 2's here. So if it was 1, it'd be super easy to figure that out. How many blocks? But we're starting right here and we're moving 5 blocks north, which means I need to move up. And because each space from line to line is representing 2 blocks, I know I have to go 5 blocks. So I'm actually cutting each space in half and counting out 5 halves instead of a whole space. So that means I'm going, here's 1 block, here's 2 blocks, here's 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, and then I'm moving over or east 3 blocks. So then I'm moving 1, 2, 3 blocks here. Okay, so 8, 1, and that is in quadrant number 1. All right. Okay, so that was a quick lesson. You're going to be doing very similar things, except you're going to be doing the graphing today. Yesterday, you were doing the identifying where these things are and these points are, but now you're going to be doing the graphing. So on page 407, you are going to be doing problems 1 through 12. So you're going to be graph and label each point on the coordinate plane to the right here, 1 through 8. And then 9, 10, and 11, you're going to be doing some reflecting, some graphing and reflecting. And then 12 is a story problem here. So I'm going to show you, just with problem number 1, what these first 8 problems are going to look like. So now, I get the easy one. We are going to label and graph the coordinate or the ordered pair that's given to us. So this one's at 0, 0. So I'm going to put a dot there, and I'm going to put the letter T right next to that dot to show that that's spot number T, or letter T. Okay, so that one's done for you. Go ahead and copy that in, but that's what you're doing for the rest of these here. Now be careful, you have some halves, so let's kind of think, or even a quarter. Think about where those would go, because each one of these is representing one space. Think about where 3 1/2 would go, 3 1/4 would go. Okay, now numbers 9, 10, and 11, you're going to graph the ordered pair that's given to you, and you're going to graph its reflection across x, and y axis. So number 9, let's graph this one. So 3 1/2. These are counting up by multiples of 2, so just be careful with that. So let's go to 3. I know it's going to be halfway in between 2 and 4, and then halfway in between where my 3 and my 4 are going to go is going to be 3 1/2. So I know I need to go 3 1/2 here, and then down 3. So this is down 2, down 3. So this is going to be spot U. So I'm graphing that, and then I'm going to graph its reflection across the x-axis, which means it needs to be in the same exact spot, just across the x, which means our x-axis is going to stay the same. It's still going to be at 3 1/2. It's just going to be up 3 instead of down 3. So it's going to be right here. And then you would label it with U and a little 1 next to it to show that that's the reflection of U. Okay, so you're going to continue doing that with 10 and 11. And 12, I'm just going to read out loud to you so you kind of get an understanding of what you're doing. Amelia is drawing a map of the park. She graphs the entrance at 2, -3. She reflects 2, -3 across the y-axis. Then Amelia reflects a new point across the x-axis. What figure is graphed on the map? So here's what I would do, some hints. Graph the original pair. If you want to copy down these hints, you can too. Reflect across y-axis. I would reflect the new pair across x-axis, and then connect all your points. Once you have three things graphed in here, connect them, and it's going to ask you, or it's asking you what figure is graphed on the map. So you're going to show all your work over here, and your answer is going to tell me what figure or what shape is graphed on the map. So that's what you're writing in here. So if you want to copy down these little tips here so that you know exactly what you're doing, just be careful. Take it one step at a time. Physically graph your first pair, then physically reflect that pair across the y-axis. Reflect or graph your new pair across the x-axis, and then connect all your points. You're going to write the shape here, not an ordered pair. So you're not going to do 13 and 14, so go ahead and cross those two out down below, just 1 through 12 on page 407. Let me know if you have any questions.